What is up, guys? My name is JD, and welcome to my The Devil is a Part-Timer anime review. The Devil is a Part-Timer is a very comedic and action show. More comedy than anything. So it's very, if you want something to watch over the weekend between any other animes you might be watching, this one is definitely something you want to watch. It's very interesting. It's very funny, and with the action scenes in the actual show are rather they're short, meaning like the longest one was like split between two episodes, but most of them are like 5 minute fight scenes and a bunch of dialect and some comedy moments actually inside the fights. So it is a rather funny show to watch if you want something to watch on the weekends, like for like one weekend marathon while you're waiting for, mm, like like me, I'm waiting for the new Sword Art Online episode to come out. The 13th just came out, but whatever. We're not talking about that show. But this show is about, well, the devil. It's kind of weird saying it like that, but it is. It's about his life after he got defeated in his home realm of Isla, whatever, however you want to say it, and how he got transported to Earth, and now he's a human, a broke human, having to work at McDonald's with his first lieutenant as a housekeeper. Practically, that's pretty much it. Um, he also runs into his other lieutenant, Lucifer, and they ended up living with him. He ends up living with them. My bad. And Lucifer is he doesn't have many lines in the show because he's a very quiet character. But he's got to be my favorite character because he reminds me of me, honestly, because he just sits down on his computer playing games and just being lazy and being like a shut-in, and kind of, and they call him a neat. And for those who don't know what a neat is, it's NEET, and that stands for never, wait, not in education, employment, or in training, meaning you don't go to school, you're not employed, and you're not in the military, meaning you're shut in, you don't do shit. Somehow, magical way, you get the money to stay, to live. Um, but anywho, the main character obviously is Satan. The secondary character is his second lieutenant, Mr. Ashia. I don't know how to say his first name. Sorry, Chiro, something like that. They pick some weird names for their names. Even the other characters say like, whose name is this? It cracks me up. Like they make fun of each other. Um, the second lieutenant is a housekeeper. Oh, not really, the second the lieutenant really doesn't have really a job. What he does is he just takes care of the house and watches after making sure that Satans are good. God forbid something happen to Satan. And he's pretty much a drama queen. He overemphasizes everything. He overemphasizes his duties. He takes it out on himself way too much, to a comedic extent. Like the things he does is just, it makes you like, as you're watching him and you're just like, what are you doing, dude? Like, why go to that? Why? um, there's also the hero that actually defeated Satan in the other world. Her name is Emmy. Um, she just by happenstance runs into Satan at a stoplight, and Satan, is actually trying to be a good person, but being a good person also meaning to take over the world, the human world, because he ends in Tokyo, Japan, in typical anime fashion, right? Um, so she finds out that Satan's there, and so she's just trying to kill him, obviously, because that's what she's there for, because that's her duty. She's a hero. She wants to kill the demons and make sure everybody's safe and whatnot. Um, she does. She works at a receptionist office, as Emmy does, the hero. Um, and sorry, Satan actually works at McDonald's, trying to work his way up through the ranks of McDonald's to somehow, in his severely elaborate plan, to take over the world. Don't know how the fuck he's going to do it. Um, but Amelia, my bad, that's her actual name. Sees him being a nice person and doesn't believe that Satan is a good person because he actually killed her father by burning him and his entire country and his farm and everything. So she will never forgive him for that. But she there's some weird like I have a feeling like it seems like she kind of likes him but not really. You know what I mean? It's like a distant, like, I think she respects him almost for being a good person. When I say him, I'm referring to Satan. Um, so that's how I see that. I feel like she has like a respect, seeing that he is trying to do something, but she doesn't want to show him respect because she doesn't want him to see that she is okay with him being like this. Is I guess I don't know. Anywho, there's this other character. Her name is Chiho. Chiho. She works with Satan at McDonald's, and she is head over heels in love with him. Head over heels. Um, to like it's almost annoying. um, but she's very shy about it around him. She'll never tell him. Oh, she did tell. She does tell him later in the season, and the way he responds is just like, what? Because Satan doesn't really believe in love or affection or anything. Like he has no feelings, but he does care about people. He does care about people, but he doesn't. He doesn't have the affection factor, I guess you'd say. Um, hmm, what's next? What happens after all that? After the introduction? Oh yeah, the plot. Um, after he lands the job at McDonald's, after like a year or so after getting the job, between that there's fights between him and Emmy, him and Lucifer, and like little minor fights that take like I don't know 10-15 minutes at most. They are good fights. They're funny fights too. There's a bunch of comedy in all the episodes, so there's never a dull moment. Like you don't have to be like there's not a moment that you're just like sitting there like this like when is this episode going to end? But in reality, it's a good show. I liked it. I was rather surprised by watching it. Um, some other characters from the other world come in and try to fuck shit up because they don't see the new Satan as the new Satan. They see him as the old one using some plot to take over the world, which technically is right, but in reality, not really. So they're like, what the fuck? Devils and angels show up. There's a bunch of conspiracy shit. There's flashbacks to um, the old world, which explains which will add details to the the questions. It'll answer the question that you had before, like about anything in the show, like, well, why is this like that? Like immediately once you have that question, the show immediately goes to that spot. Like I swear the show like read my mind when I was asking questions in my head. I was like, okay, why the fuck is she like that? And then as soon as I thought that, it just like goes through like a 10-minute like backgrounder, and I was like, oh, okay, I got you. That makes sense. But it's a great show. I mean, there's really not much more to say about the show because it doesn't really um provoke a lot of thoughts and questions. But I mean, for me, it did. For me, not a lot of questions, but like some basic questions like, oh, why did this happen? But it doesn't make you keep wondering for a long time. It doesn't make you use your imagination. Pretty much as soon as you have a slight inkling of a question, it answers it for you without you having to think about it. So it really doesn't make you think. It's honestly just a very entertaining show. that if you want to watch it over like the weekend, like I did, or one night like I did too, that's something that I'd highly recommend, especially for like those newcomers to anime that don't really know what it is. So it's like a starter, like something like not too in depth, like not so in depth as of like Sword Art Online and all them. But it's not so basic. Um, that's not such a basic show. It's not too basic, not too intricate either. So this is a show I'd recommend to a lot, like a bunch of newcomers. My friend actually was asking me about it. He's like, "Yo, what animes do you watch?" Because he's like, "I don't know what it is. I'm trying to see why do you like it so much?" I'm like, "Well, I really can't explain it to you, but I can definitely, for damn sure, recommend some shows for you." And this one, since I just finished it, was on the top of my list to recommend to him, and some other shows that I will review later, actually. Um, cliffhanger almost. Um, that are great shows for beginners, I guess you'd say. Um, I don't really think of myself as a person that like knows a lot about anime because I really don't. I don't. I'm not. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't. Like if someone were to come up to me, hold up a character, um, and ask me, "Hey, what's this character's name and what anime is they from?" About 70% of the time I get it right. At least the show. I wouldn't. I'm bad with names, so I wouldn't get the name right at all. I'd probably get like roughly, but anywho, I'm straying again. The Devil is a part-timer. Scale 1 to 10, I would give it a 7. 7, 7.5, depending on what episode. Because, like I said, it's a very basic show. It's not very thought-provoking. It is very funny. It's something that if this is the first show you want to watch, if when you start watching anime, watch it. Because it'll get you hooked onto it. I know if I would have watched this show the first time, for my first show, that would have been it. I would have been hooked too. But this is definitely a 7, 7.5. It's a great storyline. Very simple storyline, like I said. Characters are fully described, and all the background information is given to you once the character shows up. So that's my review on it. Um, there's really not much more I can really think of to say right now. If there is, I'll probably type it like in a comment under like, "Yo, my bad, I missed this." And if there's any other questions you guys need to ask me about any of the anime shows that I have I have reviewed, like any points I missed or anything like that, or you think I should explain more on this or why that or anything, just type in the comments like, "Yo, um, JD, why didn't you explain this?" Or anything like that. So just feel free to. I don't care. It's all good. I'm not gonna be like, "Yo, I don't give a damn about what you guys say," because fuck it. I know. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, okay, I'll explain it right then." And shit, I might actually watch the season again to get more details to describe it for you. Um, but yeah, guys, that is my review. Devil is a Part-Timer is a definite pass for me. If I can watch the entire series, it's a pass anyway, but it's a good show, guys. I definitely recommend it to you. Bye. Till next time.